Hey, hello Anderson. How you been?
Hello there, Matik. Everything is going well here in the studio, recording news and sharing them to the world. You know what I'm talking about. What brings you here? Wait, what have you brought here, my friend?
So I found this car lying by the side of the road in this facility. I assume it's fully functioning, as I guess it missed the trash can.
I'm not so sure about its functionality, but who's stopping you from trying to revive something, as if Vage's existence wasn't surprising enough? Do you plan on trying it out for something of your own?
Of course I'm gonna try it out. Most of the time I can by Sol before I fully set things up, and then everything just falls apart.
Oh, you know how Sal is. She likes being with people and talking with them. Anyways, have you said your regards to him about your discovery so far?
Yeah, I gotta ask him about it later. For one, it could be one of his own, but if not, oh well, let's find out.
Come over, come over, come over, come over and listen to me sing about joy.
Whoa, what the hell?
Bollocks! Why does it have such an outdated voice?
Oh no. I guess it's one of those outdated models. Well, gotta work with what you got, so I'll make use of this. Give me a moment. Listen up, your name is Prof. Madden. I need you to read these articles right now. Be as biased as possible while at it. Are you up for it?
No.
Alright, plan B it is.
Are you sure that forcing this robot to work with you will benefit you and the robot in any way? What if your plan doesn't go accordingly?
Of course it'll work, Anderson. Trust the master plan. Alright, let me see. Now go!
Badgers were rumored to be extinct for some reason that will not be relevant until later. Earth runs out of all fossil fuels, thus forcing humanity to seek an alternative. Protonium was first discovered, a power source utilized across the galaxy, which according to Robo News Volume 461,926.1.0 saved numerous races from extinction. May 20th was therefore dubbed the Armageddon Day, which makes no sense considering protonium wasn't ever used in armor works and was just a selling point and an excuse to increase robot durability.
Which persisted after the event ended.
United States joins E14 as the fifth nation. It is coming along nicely, but there is another faction in this universe. CF Alliance opens the Pit, a combat training facility involving Millennial combat. However, it was decommissioned in the same year after it took lives of 5,259,126 pilots killed in battle or by faulty insta-heal systems. The MW-2147 treaty is signed, which is basically the equivalent of an Universe Geneva Convention. Professor Simmons was admitted to an orbital hospital after getting blown up in an experiment to improve mid-tier forces with new abilities. Ever since that time, the only thing he kept repeating was CF Alliance does a little trolling with the Geneva shopping list and starts committing war crimes, which attracts E14 nations' attention. E14 sends Chronological to devise a strategy against them. United Galaxies send S. Mandela to check on the situation that involves the boss battle encounters that happen from time to time. Lieutenant Fowler was sent to investigate, only to report that he found robots that were running up walls. Professor Simmons' murmuring turned into a sketch for the nano-disruptor technology, which according to him would eliminate repair costs and be used in future combat encounters.
Also, SMT company stocks crashed faster than the robot after getting blown up by plasma.
S. Mandela actually did a thing and invented the Treaty 0.7.853, regulating the boss robot encounters to allow mid-tier robots to participate and only when their numbers would allow for a fair fight. Lower-tier robots were also able to profit thanks to the Mandela handicap formula, which increased their payout by as much as 10 times. E14 Engineering Director O'Connor reports on nanotech disruptors, a new weapon that can heal robots and lock onto robots nearby. Professor Simmons suddenly disappeared, with Dr. Dellinger providing his testimony. Note him down for later, he'll be important in the story.
Also, badgers were found on England, and with that the badgers could now be adopted for a small price of $1 million.
Actually, it's
Robin News became sponsored by Bang Bang Badger Incorporated.
Turns out Professor Simmons was actually captured by the CF Alliance, which was revealed through a video featuring CF Emperor Finelli for the first time in 30 years, alongside his right-hand man Lord Etsoy. The Robocraft has experienced interference, detecting attempts to overclock weapon reload speed. Robocraft is a system that ensures fairness during battles across the galaxy.
but usually never does.
Protocol Counselor Kamo worked on a way to prevent further interference. Whether Kamo was a former Robocraft hacker, as mentioned in the Insider, has not been revealed.
Also, Jimmy Jam invented the flip-flop jam, which is lighter than air and will keep your breath from falling jam side down.
Kamo comes up with the RoboShield, which probably has something to do with these S-type yellow-colored weapons, as they share the same logo as the ones on the RoboShield logo.
And back then nobody knew what an easy anti-cheat was.
Professor Simmons was bailed out and returned to E14 Orbital Hospital, however with a severe neck wound. In other news, the flip-flop jam flops as children orbit Earth for some reason. Also apparently the Robocraft is hooked up to a fusion reactor, which surely isn't gonna be mentioned in later arcs. Oh. I guess there are sightings of tank cracks on CF's side. But who the hell cares? UG's own S. Mandela drops another banger treaty that provides money to those who contributed to a team's victory but didn't make it till the end themselves. Chemiforce Weapons Mind Over Matter Wing launches a range of experiences allowing the user to swap brains with another creature. Surely this won't backfire at all. Colonel Kerner ordered development of Tesla blades. Strong stuff, however your safety was not guaranteed, as these hunks of junk had limited capacity. Dr. Dellinger and O'Connor were awarded with the Reishi Cross after rebuilding Professor Simmons, which then said he's about to demonstrate 10x CPU increase, which oddly enough sounds more terrifying than it has any right to be.
Griefers and hackers are molding in the background.
Operation Ultimate Devastation commences, featuring Lieutenant Fowler piloting a Megabot with TX-1 components. He'll be aided by D. Jones and Argent. Nakov invents the Cubiflector, which is basically a fancy name for mirror mode. Reporter Evchenko gets exhausted after touring the TX-1 megaship,
And pilots use the flip-flop jam to cure Tesla burns.
Professor Simmons actually defied Moore's law and came up with the TX-1 megaseat, which doesn't quite raise CPU limit tenfold, but it's a good start.
Also, Colonel Turner was pretty angry because there was no report about Fowler for several days now and nobody knows what happened to that TX-1 robot. We'll keep you updated on this matter.
Nakov goes wild and improves the alignment rectifier, a device used to flip unfortunate robots which weren't built with stability in mind. That and Mandela put out another set of treaties to regulate Megabot combat and to rename boss battles as challenge battles.
Also, Bang Bang Badger gets exposed for cloning badgers in order to supply fur for mattresses.
Oh no! The airmen are gone and the TX-1 was smacked to pieces by rotor-bladed helicopters with Lord Etsoy leading the squadron. But at least we shouldn't have to worry about any more deaths, as Professor Simmons is inventing the Advanced Intelligent System Control Units, later to be called SCS, in order to reduce costs of training new pilots. And Bang Bang Badger gets annihilated by the Cosmos Judiciary Court. Good for them. But now Robo News remains without a sponsor. Who's gonna sponsor the ever-lovable 20th century pay?
Damn you, CF Alliance!
CF Alliance shuts down Robo News thanks to a coordinated effort by RTC with Admiral Arconius at its helm.
By the way, Arcanius used to play Robocraft at some point, but that's all I remember. Oh hey, isn't the Doctor Dellinger? Oh god, no.
Dr. Dick Dellinger turned out to be a CF Alliance spy, which prevented E14 from releasing new hardware onto the battlefields, allowing CF Alliance to gain on the enemy. Miss Chandra, a defector from E14's engineering department, invents the super-fast access testing facility, which should prove useful for testing robot usefulness in the coming battles.
Hey, do you know where the Jimmy Jam's website? Oh no.
The Jimmy Jam factory gets taken down after the flip-flop jam receives too much anti-gravity ingredient, throwing the company into administration. Also, you can join CF Alliance today. All you need is to pass the electromagnetic.
Damn it!
In the wake of literally everyone getting killed by cluely drones, Lord Atsori opens the pit, this time with more safety measures. Enter CF Systems designer Evtushenko, who printed out the Insta-Heal Module Mark II out of the sheer pain he experienced after dropping the Mark I on his sandals. Hey Matik,
Yes?
when the revolution comes, which side will you be
Vector-chan.
on?
So you know who Invictus Rex are? Otherwise known as Mockingbird, they also appeared in story. Morley was one of the higher-ups in the clan. And with that, I'm passing this one over to Craft Madden.
The entirety of Invictus Rex was admitted into the adrenaline siphon after discovering the combat robot facility. The CRF replicates robots submitted by its crafters, with voting systems ensuring only the best robots get replicated. In response, Lord Atsoy brings out the deep system hackers, led by H. Delvik. Their objective was to hack in and access data of the best T-14 robots. CF head of propaganda D. Younger dropped tablets showcasing new mech-leg robots. Estimated data until deployment is 5 weeks tops. Hey Matik.
What now?
Enlist.
Shut up.
DDSH managed to establish a dark pipe link that routes all CRF robots into the replication training zone, developed by Ms. Chandra. Emperor Finelli is handing out Robopoints to all pilots who score kills in the new training zone. Hey Matik.
What is it?
Don't fall for enemy propaganda.
Wanna see what's enemy propaganda? Damn it.
Turns out the mech-legs was not propaganda, which makes no sense, because CF Alliance literally revealed their plans to E14. Starting from MK1 all the way to TX1, the balance-assisted durable auto-stabilizing striders, otherwise known as BATUS, are made available to all CF pilots. Back to DDSH, Mini upgrades the CRF with text search and sorting features, while the enemies upgrading each other's equipment. Lord Atsoy establishes the leagues in order to determine who can become a platoon leader for the next assault on Spitzer Dam. Also a little foreshadowing from J.R. Tyler, Matik, they need you.
CF doesn't stuff from me.
A little bit about mech legs and how they are operational regardless of how many legs are shot off. Star Wars reference.
What the hell is up with that thing this time? Oh, also the Protonium legs are stopped. I was Protonium 5-star before they restructured, and I still wasn't chosen as a platoon leader. Also another set of foreshadowing from J.R. Tyler. Robo News, still bringing the galaxy to you.
Hey, E14 is back! And right out the gate Davidson reveals that mass production of paint applicators and upgraded cube manipulators has started. Dr. Dellinger gets captured by Colonel Turner. In the geostationary information extraction facility, he revealed plans to develop auto-healing systems for robots after a period of time out of combat. And S. Mandela, our favorite, greatest of all-time diplomat, announced 3 decrees that made Matik and perhaps many others relevant again.
That's because we are relegated to fighting over scraps in elimination with our scrap boxes.
Thus the Robo News headquarters was rebuilt and now everything's fine in the world. Wait, what the hell is Bang Bang Badger doing here? Weren't they shanked by the Cosmos Judiciary Court?
Pilotless robots.
O'Connor creates the Gamma remote control system and single-handedly causes an ecological disaster. This new system deprecates all kinds of seats in exchange for more predictable damage control and less one-shot kills.
Hey, remember when they wanted to introduce the skeleton damage model? Surely this would be a bigger disaster that came to life.
CRF switches to buying robots. Robots made from scratch can be uploaded. The Celestial Council of Unity has introduced a new Robo processing unit that allows for next level multi-core processing, allowing better operation for both low-end and high-end machines. Also Jimmy Jam is back at it again somehow, inventing the slip-slop solar spread. It is a jam that absorbs light and makes it tingle. Happy New Year! Did you have a good day, Matik?
No,
Why?
Tesseracts.
As we rejoin the plot, Lieutenant Fowler, after nearly getting killed by Lord Etsoy, was awakened from coma in order to assist in development of an anti-weapon produced by Dr. Griffiths. The resulting has created the Aeroflak cannon, which shoots and blows up anything that flies, including jumping mechs. I'm pretty sure everyone was satisfied that this thing is heavy enough to deter Tesseract drones from fighting back. More anti-Tesseract warfare. The lock-on missile launcher is unveiled, which was supposed to destroy the drones, in return only making them stronger as they adopted the missiles since these were so light. Lieutenant Fowler gets grounded by Colonel Crooner after letting 3 allies die from missiles. Speaking of which, Jimmy Jam Factory introduces Tingle Plus and Tingle Max flavors of Slip Slop Solar Spread. Combo article alert.
Just read.
Development is underway for the Blink module and the Disk Shield module, courtesy of Head of Module Manufacturing H. Macmillan. Director of Engineering O'Connor pulled off an Evtushenko and printed out a schematic for a unified power system out of the sheer pain he suffered after hitting his head on a fissile extractor. This new system would limit firepower in exchange for being able to install both weapons and modules.
Jimmy Jam Factory had to recall Slip Slop Tingle Max flavor because people started combusting.
Speaking of Evtushenko, he managed to tweak the universal power unit to accommodate multiple, up to 5 weapons. How is this allowed? H-Delbic and Mini use Uputech to modify existing weapons. Lasers become projectiles and deal more damage. Plasma has controlled round-robin fire instead of volleys. Railguns become projectiles and have penetration, as in, dealing multiple instances of damage to one spot. Nanos have increased range and faster heal damage rate. That concussion from earlier led to O'Connor pissing off Colonel Crooner. Quoting Colonel Crooner himself,
"It's not a weapon, it's a pointless toy. What use is a weapon with such low DPS?
The Protoseeker came to existence, dealing half the DPS of a standard laser weapon.
Originally this had a special feature that increased damage against electroplates, but since then it was scrapped.
Back to JJJJ, scientists are investigating the solar spread for energy storing properties.
By the way, did you notice this Robo News was sponsored by Robits Corp Robot Cell? So it begins.
Our favorite UG diplomatess Mandela puts up. What is this? That is not a 3DS Mandela would have put out. This is outrageous.
Let me read this article. United Galaxies issued the Intergalactic Treaty 1.8.526, which became a turning point for the entire war, both for the fighting parties and their combatants alike. The treaty reads as following. Any attempt to manufacture or sell components made out of fossil minerals in cube depots would be considered a war crime. Subsequently, all cube depots would be closed down, robo points abolished, and from here on out, any leftover components must be collected and either redistributed or recycled into robots. O'Connor and Professor Simmons developed salvage drones, which would package all remaining components into salvage crates to be distributed to pilots after battle. Using the Fairrun 65 algorithm, the crates would randomly distribute parts in one of the 5 rarities: common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. The crates scale based on the pilot's performance, with the worst walking home with the rusted crate, while the best receive the plutonium crate, providing the highest chance of acquiring epic or legendary weapons or other components. By the way, cosmetics and GC only parts made buying them with GC pointless, plus Group Tech Gravity Systems was developing the bugs, which never came to fruition. But what came to fruition were... Not that, that's for sure.
United Galaxies celebrate the Armageddon Day. While at it, that good-for-nothing diplomat made a comment telling anyone not satisfied by the removal of tiers to deal with it.
Oh come on, Craft. S. Mandela is still a great lad. Without his treaty, I would still be fighting out there for scraps. This is what came to fruition.
Oh no! CF Alliance is going straight for Earth. Quick, invent a treaty. Thank goodness, the 1.8.527 treaty is here, which sets out rules of engagement based on a team deathmatch format. The former treaty 0.3.626 is now known as elimination. E14 outsources weapon production to Proteco, which optimized them to prevent weapons from firing if they're blocked, in exchange for fire rate reduction.
That also includes the all-new avatar feature. Okay, Jimmy Jam Factory is sponsoring us.
Ion Distorter. Proteco Smart Weapons. Garage Bay Extension. Wait, what's this? More compact variants of existing weapons, this time the Aeroflex Sentinel. Also more Proteco wizardry and the floppy capacitor bringing CPU to power system. Bigger robots have less power, smaller robots have all the power in the world. Wait, what's this? Final reveal date of the newest T-14 weaponry. Again, the Eagle Squadron Parade is hosted, with one of the planes giving out a code, the Eagle flies. The new weapon happens to be the Change Redder, a minigun-style weapon. Temporal rift quickly passes through the galaxy, causing chaos in protonium-powered systems. This lasts until August 21st, as cooldowns, power costs, rarity class and salvage crate distributors are affected. Colonel restructured the previous platoon system. Formerly, non-VIP pilots were limited to 3 pilots, with VIPs allowed 4 pilots in a platoon. After the changes, it's raised to 5 pilots for all pilots. The Celestial Council increased recycle rates threefold for VIP pilots. Clan Coordinator Jonathan Breeze announced clan seasons. Earning XP adds it to the total pool, which after season ends will be converted into robots for everyone. Surely this will satisfy clan leaders until the next revolution.
Grabmad and Design CF Alliance.
Also Proteco continues the series of successes by patenting gyroscope mortar technology. Happy Halofist! E14 has decided to switch up the Aeroflex shells so they appear like holographic skulls. Plus, consecutive hits on the enemy increases damage of the so-called smart shells. Meanwhile a virus infects crate production, which for a limited time turned all crates into jack-o'-lanterns. The ESS Vanguard crashed during approach to Cosford-Astroport in the Brecon Beacons area. Reason for crash being a protonium reactor failure caused by overcharged crystal rupturing. Rescue operations are underway, with E14 aiming to rescue what remains of the crew, while CF tries to retrieve the central core of the ship.
Another product is bound to be released, Votech trademarking the name ZenZap. It is the ZenZap Mental Accelerator. The device sends protonium energy in order to increase one's intellect.
Grabmad and the article.
Professor Simmons finally upgraded all regular seats to 2000 flops, with any unused CPU being redirected into extra weapon energy. The formerly used Mega Module, now Power Module, is now an active system that restores energy immediately on use. S. Mandela lifts CPU restrictions, allowing anyone to fight regardless of rank or CPU. Speaking of rank, it has been increased from 150 to 10,000, with a protonium crate awarded for each advancement.
Welcome.
What is this?
Multilinguality. Just read the euphoric tech and insider.
ZenZap is a success, increasing retirement age to 120 while letting the elderly return to work. Also what's inside the presents?
Death.
Oh no! Emperor Finelli was murdered by Lord Etsoy. In a grand brawl, Lord Etsoy pulls off a Star Wars reference by throwing Emperor Finelli into the protonium reactor.
Okay, I pulled an Emperor finale too with one of my SCO units.
A new event is brewing, where any source of healing is forgone. The new battle takes place on Hellion Crater with a Christmas tree in the middle. This also features numerous gifts intended for the late Emperor to celebrate his rule. Speaking of Christmas, J.R. Tyler describes future Christmas gift delivery. Whoa. It truly was a revolution after all. Matik, which side were we on?
Anything but CF Alliance.
The death of Emperor Finelli caused a civil war that consumed octillion GC in damages. The number would have gone higher weren't it for the arrival of the Brotherhood of Khan. Their propeller-based aircraft delivered Finelli's descendant to the throne, J. Bentley Allen the Liberator. Age 12, yet a talented prodigy in music, piloting, tactics and the art of Jira, she planned to take over the CF capital for a while. And with that, the new rule begins, with the remaining rebels who resist being either killed or thrown into the pit. CF Alliance is no longer asking, they demand blood now. Also I believe that is called Danilo and is probably related to the leagues. Are J.R. Tyler and J.R. Tyler the same person or different people?
And little did you know, despite the grand words of the CF Alliance, the Daily Robot was never seen again. Back to Robo News!
Error, unable to read the article. Obscured by something else.
What now? Just read what you can see.
A classified document of Alpha Black priority belonging to CF has identified new radar system developments, rendering all instances of radar, jammers and receivers obsolete. Robots on Vision are now relayed to everyone immediately, with an all-new Windowmaker module spearheading the E14 reconnaissance tech. The module reveals everyone, including those through terrain, however it does not work on Ghost module cloaked robots. A little story from a soldier of E14 alongside Private Malavasi that reveals the grand return of Megabots, now amount up to 10,000 CPU. A 5-fold CPU increase, yet it's gotten closer to what Professor Simmons originally intended, robots with 10 times the CPU. Also new chassis cube technology inbound.
Alpha Scooty Free, a name I haven't seen in a long time. Unions have been fought over this very article. Exodus. The war seemingly reaching its twilight stage.
New E14 technology reveals updated airfoils with integrated engines and VTOL capability. This is combined with Professor Simmons' all-new sped boost technology. The specific pulse electrostatic directional bismuth omni output solid fuel turbine was
The reason the Alpha Scooty Union was formed.
The unit is upgraded to accommodate the various statistics regarding speed stats. CF Alliance puts out a new weapon, the HVP-34 Impaler, which is basically a TX-1 variant of the existing rail cannon line in order to hold Vatic Pass and stall E-14's advance. Factory Manager Roland announces changes to the CRF, allowing designers to receive robots for each battle completed by someone who downloads their robot, with pilots being able to download robots without having to buy them. However, they must forge the components in order to edit it. Mastery levels are introduced, granting more rewards. Robots built from scratch have full mastery by default. Another addition to boost mechanisms by Professor Simmons, with excess CPU providing increased damage.
And that's all. That's all of Robo News and Daily Robots covered. But what if I told you there is a fun continuation of Robo News? Just kidding. Yeah, we're not going to cover that, don't worry about it. But what's else in the store for Robocraft lore?
UG puts out a tree that prevents explosive payloads and detaching robots. Natural supply of helium runs out. If the war's still ongoing, this would deal a crippling blow to all sorts of drones and whatnot. Conflict on Mars is back on the menu again. Two corporations, Ars Rain and Vector 7, are running out of protonium. In order to restore their reserves, they've turned to Mars mining sites, once a stage of combat for E14 and CF Alliance. Formerly unable to return due to UG branding it a seditious sequence of sabotage fueled by greed, these companies will stop at nothing with their private military companies raring to go. The Bax Boys, a construction company with possible criminal ties, have purchased the remnants of the CRF. Babyface Bax mentions upgrades to the CRF and breakthroughs in robot construction technology. Speaking of which, they've almost completed construction of the orbital robot manufacturing ship, the SS Sovereign. The SCS are making a comeback, development led by the Vector 7 head of robotics Maximilian Heyman. The new pilot SCS feature robotic undulation nodes, known as Run, which allows robots to dismount and move across the battlefield. Using the remains of the Blink module, new SCS can now recall back to base. Alongside that, the switchblade tech allows everyone to reassemble robots in seconds, even choosing another robot if necessary. Commander Griggles of Arsrain talks about the robot construction intricacies, such as material use. Note him for later, he'll be important in the new story.
You can't stop the Griggles.
Also, Antarcticans back on Earth are upset because of plasma burns, most likely related to the old war. And Bang Bang Badger the Great War needed to run, and Zenzap gets smashed in by Klein and small law firm.
The same law from 2 dates ago is repealed. Vector 7 develops decouplers and plasma explosives, while Arsrain introduces the fellow retaining ion emission neutralization device. The friend uses ion fields to prevent any instance of friendly fire damaging the robot. This was conceived after a researcher tried to stop the Griggles from blowing him up.
Remember, the Griggles cannot be stopped.
At least Jimmy Jam's Jimmy Jam factory transcended time and continues its existence in 2263. It's on! Gila's Basin has been chosen as the starting point of the expedition. Second in size next to Hellion Crater, it's the most cost-effective place to start according to Vector 7. Arsrain noted the upgraded protonium reactors in latter years of the war alongside the battle gates. Arsrain managed to access one gate, the other caused this. Nick Harkness, known for creating the pheromone toaster, rodent inversion trap, and the Toodles line of Hawaiian shirts, has invented the quantum machine gun. Powered by the Schrödinger battery, this handheld weapon will allow pilots to fight back even on foot. The Bax Boys upgrade switchblades to include an uplink to CRF, introduce conical amalgamation matrices to allow better aiming, and the test zone is updated with Arbitron software, recreating Gila's Basin in full perfection. Also, the Eden Foundation has left Earth. They're the first colony to do so since the collapse of E14. Oh my goodness, what have they done to you, Professor Simmons? Pilots from North America can now join the battle. This includes pilot-manned defensive turrets. In other news, the wheels have been reinvented, each one having a micro-engine built in, rendering the central engine obsolete. Nick Harkness discovers aluminum, a glowing substance akin to materonium.
What are Rickrolls doing in 2264? Wait,
Companies set eyes on Chaos after Ars discovered it while spotting funny-looking craters. This region also features multi-seater robots linked to the protonium towers. Maximilian Heyman creates smaller wheels and auto-braking systems. The Bax Boys have created the retinal grading balancing tool. The RGB system allows others to paint their own robots in a multitude of colors. In addition to this, Precon Tech received flipping feature, a predecessor to mirror mode. Variable Attire Unique Look Technology Sector, aka the Vault, has received an update allowing others to view their skins, switchblades and whatnot in higher detail. The Jira Warriors exhibition is opening soon, which shed a bit of light following the collapse of CF Alliance, furthermore confirming that E14 and CF Alliance no longer exist.
Emperor Penguins, lasers on bikes!
United Galaxies permits the use of anti-gravity technologies as a replacement to helium. UG Diplomat S-Man, wait! Where is S-Mandela? Who is this? Where is the goat of diplomats?
UG diplomat Francisco Ferrero comments on the situation, including mentions of the new thrusters. These new thrusters do have a kick though, as they can push you away and burn your face off.
Bax Boys build new structures on Chaos using the print system. after Rain refused to pay for the premium package sometime earlier. Nick Harkness pulls off a DPSH and changes lasers from Hitscan to projectile again, except this time featuring penetration, which is different from rail penetration. Pilots receive avatars, frames and banners in the newly upgraded vaults, alongside RGB palette coloring of any robot on the CRF. New Mexico receives a message from the Eden Foundation's Captain Sonia. They found locals, most likely remnants of E14, which might possibly hint at GJ-1214B being a new battle zone, however it's just a theory.
I thought I was the Fury guy.
Also Jimmy Jams has a technical college. Cream. Also. Electrician for science. Will Jimmy can support the cause?
Oh good god, the waifu wars are upon us. And that's basically everything there is to the Robocraft lore. So, wait, I'm getting a call from my local informator. Yes, it's Matik Protonium. What do you mean there's a new Robo Herald? Get over here, Craftman, and you gotta... Let me just program it one more time before you... Right, here it is. The new Robo Herald that somehow slipped through in development. Read it. Read it before your battery runs out. Now.
Robber has arrived. Mirror technology has been finally found. Gila's base in culture reaches Anna Chaos, with Gila's FC Blue Kit reveal and landscapers. In addition to that, the Golden QMG leaks out. People are now fighting left and right over the Golden QMG, in hopes that'll give them extra points just to add to their full gold equipment. Also Kieran went to meet Hello Power. Shutting down.
Ah, damn it, his power has gone out. At least he had a good run.
The fact that it worked is mind-boggling.
See, Andy? Told you it'll work.
So, now that this is over, what are you gonna do with this dude?
I'll say this, Crafty's got a lot of potential. After I file my report, I either give him to my Gary or put in one of my robot frames, you know, to give him autonomy. I believe the prototype Protobuster frame would be a perfect fit.
Good lord. Your choice, after all. I'm not having any of this. Just pick the frame and deal with it.
Can do. Anyway, hope you had a good time, Anders. Got a long evening to set things up, and my long evening's done.
Sure, a long evening indeed.
Hey Andy, how's the Salvager radio schedule?
Well, got everything set up for the evening live recording. Cup of joe, paperwork with the Robo Herald, TPR background information regarding the Second War, all here. And are you asking so you wouldn't have to deal with Sal?
Nah, just kidding. I'll let her join in crafting the craft for craft button. Anyway, can I start around for a segment?
Sure, I'll just go on the other side of the booth and take care of how it sounds like.
Gotta record everything on tape before distributing it out there. Ready, cheers? Aye, cheers! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Salvager Radio Weekly Broadcast, a place where the West Choice still gets a voice.